Hey, Amazon, how's it going? How are you doing? Do you remember me? It's the YouTube guy. Maybe it's the glasses, but you don't remember me because of the glasses. I made all kinds of videos about that franchise you bought, The Wheel of Time. I'm really excited for it. I'm really looking forward to what you're gonna do, bringing this grand epic fantasy show to life. Apparently you got a huge budget, wonderful cast. You guys are killing it. One of them's been going crazy on social media recently, getting the fans hyped up. Good job. Across the board. I'm here, I'm with it. I think you're knocking it out of the park. That being said, there's one thing the fans have been talking about, and I just want to make sure you hear the full story before you judge us. Because Amazon, I'm just a man. You know, let me face you. Let me face you here, eye to eye. I'm just a YouTuber with one leg, trying to talk to a multinational conglomerate corporation thingy and bob. There's a lot of big words in there, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm just reaching out, man to international corporation, all right? And I hope you'll take a minute to listen to this guy in his sweatpants, because believe it or not, I know what I'm talking about, and I know this fan base. So some people in the Wheel of Time fandom, if just you look at this poll here I put out, think it should all be released at once you're done. You know, you put in all this time and effort to make the Wheel of Time show, and they want you to just it out into one pile on Prime so they can just take that and digest it at once. And that's a horrible idea, and you shouldn't listen to these people at all. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm not saying they're dumb or mentally inept, but they don't know what they're talking about. And let's get into why. First and foremost, let's just look at two Prime, Amazon, Prime. See, we're good. We have inside jokes. We're good buddies, right?
Listen.
Okay, so first of all, let's look at two shows that recently, in rather close time to each other, put on various streaming services. One of which, The Witcher, the other one, The Mandalorian. Let's look at the success of these two shows, shall we? First of all, The Mandalorian was released weekly. The Witcher, all at once. Do you know which one of these two got more buzz online? Now, okay, yeah, it's Star Wars, I get it, it's Star Wars. But it's actually fairly removed from the general Star Wars conversation and toxic fandom that exists there. The Mandalorian was talked about almost in a special, separate way. And that's because it was a pretty darn entertaining show, I'll give you that. But the weekly drops we got gave us this incredibly rich discussion online. People speculated and talked because we were all at the same point in the series. You know what didn't happen with The Witcher? One that's a lot more like you. Not a lot of talk about specifics. You know what The Mandalorian got? Prediction videos, discussion videos, spoilers, theorizing, all this free f***ing advertisement. Excuse the language, won't happen again. I'm cool, let's just move on. Compared to The Witcher. You know what The Witcher got? Me, my most successful video of all time. And also, not nearly as much discussion. Not just even enough discussion to be warranted by this being like, oh, it's Star Wars. That's no. This got like very minimal discussion after the fact. No episode by episode, like analyses or full speculation theorizing. People weren't putting the hashtags on Twitter because we weren't at the same point in the show. Hey Susan, where are you? Episode 4? What about you, Kyle? I don't care. No one likes you. See? What do I talk to who about? I don't know. Mandalorian, we're all at the same point. We watched that episode. We know what's going on. That's kind of the really key thing here. It's the discussion. All at once dumps are just a flash in the pan. You make a big ruckus, but then it's over. And the fandom moves on. You've spent so much time and effort on this Wheel of Time show. Do you want to be just a flash in the pan? Just a and then everyone's done talking about it? That's what you'll be? Or do you want months of speculation? Do you want months of discussion and deep dives and theorizing and merchandising and building of hype? Because you remain in the conversation longer, more people hear about you, more people care, and your show ends up doing more successfully. And let's be honest, I'm gonna be real with you, Amazon. All right, let's get real here. All right, let's get really real. You want more subscribers to Amazon Prime. I know it. It's a dirty little secret. You want more people signing up to your little streaming service so they get charged monthly. It's a big part of it. Which of these two will get you more people longer? They take a giant turd and just leave it there, or the slowly parse out the well-formed nuggets. Never mind. Do you want to just, you know what I'm saying here at this point too? This will get you be able to charge people longer so they'll forget about the fact they're trying to up to your streaming service. It's the right move. It's the better business move. And more importantly, it's better for the fans. It's better for us. That's what we want. These people who voted all at once, they're just a bunch of like overly eager morons. Sorry, people who voted that way. Dumb. You're the kids in like the marshmallow test where it's like, if you don't eat the marshmallow now, I'll give you 2 in a minute. You're the kids who can slam their face down and eat the marshmallow right away and don't wait for the 2. Proof in point. I find a very valuable part of how I'm able to lure people into joining fandoms and communities so I can get my friends here is to be like, hey, did you see that one episode that just dropped? Came out, a lot of people talking about it, kind of a big deal. You want to get in on the discussion? Maybe theorize a little bit. One episode, easy appeal, bam. I got my roommates. I don't have roommates anymore. I got my friends, my family, my dog, all watching the Wheel of Time. And if I go over to the other side and it's all happening, it's like, hey, do you want to watch that season of television so we can talk? Oh, no, you have a job? You're not a YouTuber who's making a video at 1 a.m. in the morning because he has insomnia and this idea came in his head? All right, that's cool. Yeah, I understand. It's a whole season of television. That's a lot. And bigger initial audience is what I'm trying to say. You get that steamroll and momentum. That's a big deal right there.
But Daniel, don't you want it all at once so you can just get it and be done? Haha, I don't think things through.
Excuse me, Amazon. 1 second. The idea that I will be able to just get through it and binge and enjoy, and that's a great thing because it's all out at once, is something a lot of fans put forth, and it's wrong, it's bad, because I, yes, would love to just experience all of season 1. But I also care about the success of the show. I want a season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I can keep going. I want all these so that I get a full, well-realized, profitable Wheel of Time show that you want to keep putting money in because your return on investment, your ROI, I know business terms, is great. That's what this whole point's about. The discussion increases viewership, increases success, increases quality of the show. It's a healthy cycle, and weekly puts a whole lot of grease in them gears there, boy. So let's break down what's going on so far. You could be a just blop it nothing burger that just is hot for a minute, then everyone moves on because you're just there, you're all at once, you're a big ice cream sundae, it's a little too much all at once, you're like, oh, that was, or you could be a nice, savory chocolate treat that happens once a week and everyone looks forward to for a long period of time, training your audience to be so ready and have a technically shorter wait for the next season so you lose less percentage of your audience because less people are going to forget about it. All awesome points to go this way, and the fans in general will be happier because it lets us kind of get in our communities, theorize, talk, and speculate with our buddies. You better bet your butt I'm going to be talking to other content creators who make Wheel of Time content around this time about how we can do episode breakdowns, theorizes, live streams, podcasts, because it's good for me, and indirectly, it'd be good for you. So, do this. But now I'm going to bring it down a couple notches and talk about how the Wheel of Time fandom, the actual core audience you are relying on to bring in a wider audience here, came to love this specific series. Because we've been here for a long time, Amazon. We've been in this Wheel of Time world for decades. And I'm sure there are fans on your end as well who are in the same position. We know each other. We're actually one and the same, believe it or not. And if you think back to when these books were coming out, one, the fans were used to waiting. There was often pretty decent stretches of time before book releases. Not as much as some authors, but I'm not throwing shade. I'm just making a point. And you know, we kind of actually enjoyed those in-betweens. It let us get on the message boards. This is back in like the old days of the internet where Robert Jordan, the author, was doing AOL chats and people would send him questions and he'd answer at the speed of dial-up. And it was a pretty awesome place to be. And we can have that equivalent if you span it out, maybe do some stuff with some showrunners and actors after each episode, get people on that streaming platform you're so proud of more and more. Think about it, because we'd like it as fans, you'd like it as producers, and we're already trained to enjoy this kind of pace it out. That's who we are. We aren't the binge watchers. Guess what, fantasy nerds? We don't want to just binge a show for 8 hours. We like to read, 1, and 2, there's other stuff that kind of gets our attention, like, oh yeah, okay, I can binge this show, that's fine, but then as soon as it's over, guess what? We're talking about the next Sanderson release, we're talking about the next big old thing over here, and you know, we're passionate about a lot. We have our hands in a lot of kitchens, or a lot of pots. Yeah. So if you space it out, you have our attention longer, and it's more of a part of the process we're used to. And you don't want to go down the wrong path and kill that convo, do you? I don't think you do. Amazon, you like a conversation, unless it's about the way you treat your workers. You don't like that conversation. But in general, you really do like having a good discussion about the content you produce, I think. So are you paying attention, Amazon? Are you listening to what we want? Well, I know you're listening in my apartment. I know you have me mic'd. And of course, I'd like to record a special shout out to my latest high tier Patreon, whose name I had no idea how to say until I put it into them there Google Translate. And what Google told me is that your name is said Dennis Ostapets. And I hope that's right. I hope you're having a great start to your day. This is a fun video to make. I hope Amazon's not too mad about me getting on them a little bit here. If I disappear this week, you all know why.